Jawaballs!
Okay, here we go. I hope that I hope this comes out okay. So what I've got here is my new Army transport bag that I picked up from Outrider Hobbies, and I wanted to talk about this bag because I thought it was something special. So where should I begin? First of all, what I'm not doing here is making a video trash talking any of the other bag companies. I'm going to point out some differences and some pros and cons, but by no means am I trying to speak negatively of any other company. So just I wanted just to put that out there because people sometimes like to dig for dirt, and I'm not throwing any dirt. You know, I always give that answer when people ask why I don't like certain things. It's not a matter of not liking one thing, it's a matter of liking something else more. So here it is. This is my my new battle transport. Let me get the trays out of the way. Here it is, my Army Ranger, the Ranger from Outrider Hobbies. Now, the bag itself, let me get this thing out of the way. The materials are standard, kind of a canvasy sort of fabric, like the other bags are made out of. So there's nothing new there. The shoulder strap. I don't know if my battle foam one came with the shoulder strap. I got the big battle foam case. I don't know if I had one of these. I don't recall. It had backpack straps, but not the shoulder strap. And I know my Army Sable transports do have a shoulder strap, but not a very long one. So this is the nice longer shoulder strap is a good touch. Let me turn my camera thing around here. It's a good touch here. And I'm sitting in my shorts and socks. How gross. So anyway, let's get to the meat here of what I'm talking about. That was my insert from my battle foam tray. So here's the inside of the bag. Let me try my little zoom. I'm blocking from the light. So here we go. The tray itself is not, or the contents of the tray, the bag, it doesn't hold a whole lot, but that's because I've got a Storm Raven in this bag. There's a Storm Raven in here. This bag is holding my entire 2,000 point army. 1850 right now, but there's room for 2,000. And it's got it all in there. And the good thing about the inside of this tray is that there's a lot of options. You can, the inside, I keep saying tray, the inside of the bag. The options, you know, allow you to use your current trays from your other bags. It's cut to fit. It's standard. So if you've got a lot of foam trays custom fit from another company, you can use them inside of this transport. But let me pull it out. This, for example, is an Army Sable 4-inch thick plucky foam tray I used to fit my Storm Raven stand and my Land Raider. These are transport trays from Outrider Hobbies. He cuts, I'm not sure how he makes them, but this was I think a 1.5-inch tray, sized to fit heavier, bigger models. You know, most of my models they take up a lot of space because they've got assault weapons all over the place. So you know, nice thick trays with nice wide compartments for the models. An even thicker one, 2 inches I think, which I've used for my models. I actually ripped open a couple of the holes to fit some really big models here that don't come apart. And then here's the big boy, my Storm Raven tray. This was cut by Outrider Hobbies to fit a Storm Raven, 2 deep dreadnought slots, and 2 drop pod slots. I actually ended up using the drop pod slots to carry my Razorback Rhinos. They stack nice and neatly, and it holds 4 of them stacked. My dreadnought, plus a whole thing where I've got stuff put in there. So this little compartment, I think it's about the same size as the Sable Army platoon case, maybe. It holds right now I got 4 Rhinos, Storm Raven, my dreadnought, about 25-30 troops, and Terminators and independent characters, plus my objective markers and all that stuff. Lots of great space inside. Let me spin it around here to show you what happens here when you open it up. See for yourself that it makes it really easy to put in and take out the trays. And then if you've got inserts here, you can put them on top to protect them. What is that now? We're looking at 6 minutes. 0. Yeah, it's hard to read from upside down. So there's the inside contents of the bag. Overall, I'm very pleased with this setup. I have to say that I wasn't so pleased with my previous bags that I've had. I've had a couple of Sable transports and my my Battle Foam, mostly because I wasn't happy with the content, the inside space, the way things fit into the different bags I had. One was my Army or my Battle Foam, the big boxy part of it, where I had to keep sliding my trays in, and it caused damage to the models. And I really enjoy the flip out flap here, which makes it great. Now, there it is. Let me break to make a video stop, and I'll come back and I'll talk about more features of this bag. So hold on, let me put a pause here. Okay, I'm back. Not so bad, huh? So now let me talk about the outside features of this transport. And here's the creme de la creme as far as I'm concerned. My biggest complaint about my previous bag was there was no space to transport my odds and ends. There wasn't a slot on the side with a zipper, but it wasn't a very deep pocket, so it could only hold a couple of books. And the pockets on the side had no flaps or Velcro, so you couldn't put anything in there and count on it being there for very long because it all fell out. Now, on this transport, we've got a big pocket on either side, and if you look inside here, it's got room for a codex. So I can fit the codex on the other side, but also, and also here's my my little rule book. But also, not only can you fit the codex, the pocket's wide enough so you can fit the 40K rule book. Let me show you. I got my Dark Heresy book here. Let me get my measuring tape out of there. One nice side pockets where you can fit your measuring tape in. So if you see how that easily fits into the Dark Heresy rule book, then you slop, you put the Velcros down. Plenty of room in there. So there's the Dark Heresy rule book. Blood Angels Codex, and look, 40K rule book. All that fits in the side pocket. And you've got 2 of them. One on either side. With some nice strong Velcro too. It's almost hard to open it. So that alone is one of my favorite features of this bag. And now this bag's got something ingenious, because the sides aren't stiff. They're not filled with cardboard. And you might think that that would cause instability to the bag, but it doesn't, because you're going to have them filled with codexes anyway. And books, they're going to be filled. Here I got wads of paper in there, my army list and stuff. There's another rule book in here. So you're going to have the sides filled. So actually they're designed so that the books are what provide the stability for the transport. And to me, that's genius, because it cuts down on the weight, and also it creates a bag that when it's not in use, you can fold it, you can squish it down and decrease size. Because believe me, I've got 5 or 6 empty transports just sitting around just because of the fluctuation of my army, of my hobbies. So it would be nice to have them be able to break down, maybe, you know. So it's a nice little feature. The books are what provide the stability for the bag. There's the side. And now here's the front. Another nice strong Velcro. Look, a huge pocket where it's long enough to fit. I got my dice bag in there. You know, you can fit your pens. And on this side, you can fit your 6-inch tack measurement. Fits in there. What else is there? I got a calculator in here. Put my dice back in. My big old dice bag. It's just a massive amount of storage space. So if storage space is something that matters to you as a consumer, then definitely you want to get this, because it's just got plenty of space to put stuff. In my previous bag, I ended up, you know, it was a rather large bag, but it had to be because I had to use some of the slots that were supposedly meant for tanks and drop pods just to carry my stuff. You know, and so it's good to have space to put my stuff in. Here I've got my little dog tags from a Temple Con attached. I have a little pin pushed through here. I'm going to try and get a Jawaballs badge, or you know, a iron-on or something to put on there. Right here, you know, it's just a nice little bag. I like the red. So there it is, the Outrider Hobbies Ranger, the Ranger. This is their smaller bag. They have a bigger bag on the way out too. I think overall it's a fantastic bag, and I think that you will agree. So let me do another stop point here. What was that? About 5 more minutes. Good. I'll do a stop, and I'll come back and I'll talk about some of the cons, because it wouldn't be a fair review if I didn't talk about cons, and it does have a couple cons. So let me talk about cons in a second, and then I'll also talk about options. So one second, more to come.